Okay, this stretch is called a narrow hurdler stretch. It's called a hurdler stretch because Callie's in this position that you might look like if you were jumping over a hurdle. And it's narrow because in this exercise we're going to keep the knees narrow, close together. Okay, so Callie's able to sit on her heel here and get this leg straight. You'll see a bit different variation with me in a second where we'll elevate this hip if you can't get into this position. And this is elevated so that the knee is in full extension. Okay, if I took this away, Callie actually wouldn't be able to get into full extension. We want to be able to mobilise and work this forward fold of this leg. So that's why we're going to have this here. And I'm going to even put this right on the edge so that Callie, as she folds forward now, is going to reach for past her toe. Callie's got good flexibility, so she's going to be trying to pull her chest onto her thigh and even setting her goal of trying to get her elbows to her feet. Okay, which would be possible. So that's what, if you've got good mobility, that's what Callie is going to be working with this position for time now, is in her narrow hurdler. She's going to try and breathe, and she's going to reach past her feet. Obviously, if she wanted to extend this, she could turn the yoga block the other way, and then she'll be able to reach further. Okay, so you're into your set there. I'm going to do the same thing now, but if I was to try and do this, I will just keep falling off because I'm limited by the range of movement on this side. Okay, and it's not uncommon, and that's the case, so you might be the same. In that case, I'll show you this side. You're going to pop the straight leg elevated, which means that I can now get into a position much more comfortably without rolling off. Still going to elevate the toe, and from here I'm going to keep the knees together. And now in this position, I'm going to forward fold. Maybe you can't reach your foot, so you'll use a band. Try and spend time without letting this knee bend and pulling into position. I'm trying to get my chest onto my thigh and my head onto my shin. My back's rounding. Another version would be to try and do this with the torso straight, maybe more for handstand type training. Here we're just going to let the spine fold forward and spend time. We can play with the tension of our nervous system by pointing the toes. So Callie can do the same now. Nothing else moves. Just point the toes, then bring the toes towards your head. You'll notice that's very intense probably if that's stretching the tibial nerve. Pointing, just inverting the foot or rolling it in might give you a different stretch. Trying to then pull the sole of the foot out might give a different stretch. But that's a useful thing that you can do as well while spending time in your narrow hurdler stretch. Again, very neural, so it's very intense on the back of the legs, moderately uncomfortable, not agony. Time and breathing will increase our tolerance to being able to spend time here. Okay. Change sides. Gently come out of the stretch and find the same position on the other side. Okay, we'll go for a minute. Let's have a look at your position. Knees together, holding forward. Again, a nice cue is to keep the tension in this muscle on the inside of the knee. That will help ensure that the leg stays straight so that we are working and developing the whole length of the nervous system as it passes down the back of our body. Dorsiflexion is very intense for me. 10 seconds. Time.